So now I understand why West Indies need to go to the playoffs because clearly they play themselves into a form.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Raymond and I are here to discuss the recently concluded T20 match between West Indies and India. Raymond, this was an opportunity for the West Indies to level the series coming off a loss in the first match, and one of the keys to winning for the West Indies is always to first win the toss. They did. What's your thoughts on that? Elected to bowl first.
Yeah, it was, at least they win one thing today, which was a toss. And electing to bowl was an excellent decision. We always said that if West Indies had any real chance, it would make sense that they actually bowl first. And that's exactly what they did. All in all, to me, I'm not super or overly disappointed in their performance at all. I see a lot of positives. I see where they need to work on. And I also see that this is a team that pretty much needs to play a lot of games and work into a form and get some chemistry going. So I'm not overly disappointed. The only disappointment is that it's 2-0 and the series pretty much done.
And of course, the West Indies made one change to their team that lost in the first match. Jason Holder came back in for Fabian Allen. And when India batted, India made a competitive score 186 for 5 of their 20 overs. We saw Pant batting really well at 52 of 28 balls, and Kohli finally coming to the party, 52 of 41 balls. What was your thoughts on this? We gave it away close to the end. There are lots of double-figure overs leading up to the 17th, 18th, and 19th and 20th over for the West Indies.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that we weren't able to contain them as best as possible, contain them to the point of, the 160 and something like that. But it to me personally, I felt that this score was still gettable. And I guess I'm probably spoiled off that 224 that we had done against England. Albeit persons might say it's England B team, but we all know England is a super strong team. So I'm still spoiled off that. So I figured this 186 was, gettable. But that wasn't to be. You're right. We actually gave it away in a sense in a latter stage. But once again, I still thought that the 186 was really gettable.
I mean, we weren't so disciplined when we bowled. 19 extras. If we were to pick this apart, 19 extras is just not acceptable. Coming off of 4 extra in the match before.
Yeah, Kirk, it's funny that you highlighted that. It seemed like it kind of got away from us a bit, as you said. 19 extras, and as you said before, it was 4 extras the last time, showed that some indiscipline crept in. Bowlers weren't able to stick to, their lines and stuff like that, and pretty much ended up having India getting 19 runs off us. You can just minus that 19 runs, and you can see how much of a chance we would have had in winning this game. So I wouldn't put it all on them, but you see that discipline, there was some indiscipline came in from given that you are at 4 and then jump all the way to 19. How much percent increase that? Enough. And that to me seems like
don't do the calculation. But at 186 for 5, the bowling performance of the West Indies, we saw with Chase playing in the match before, he bowled really well, but he was terrible with the bat, even though he was selected as a batsman. This time around, apparently, he was selected as a bowler, and he did extremely well, the best of the lot. 4 overs, 25 runs, 3 wickets.
Yeah. Apparently, Chase clearly going out and improving his bowling status, and that's all he's really doing, which we can't complain because he's in the team. If you're not batting, then pretty much bowl. Being an all-rounder, we were hoping that the batting would actually show up. But I won't complain too much because with those record, 3 wickets and an economy of 6.25 is impressive from a bowling standpoint. And if you're being an exceptional bowler, even being an all-rounder and being an exceptional bowler, I can't beat it too bad.
I mean, when you look at the others, Jason Holder coming back from a knock in the first match, 4 overs for 45 runs. Shepherd, 3 overs for 34 runs, 1 wicket. You want to think why Cottrell never get an extra over, considering he bowled 3 overs for 20 runs at 6.6.
Yeah, Kirk, this is surprising. I mean, these are things that Pollard need to look into. He's there as a bowler, and you only pretty much he didn't get to bowl out four overs. I'm really surprised at that. In fact, Pollard himself bowled, and he was very expensive for his 1 over. So Pollard, I know you wanted to get the chance, but you have a bowler in Cottrell who did not bowl out his full 4 allotment. So just give him it. And I'm really surprised that wasn't the case. Holder clearly, once you step away from the game a bit, because of the needle or the knock, it's clear that him himself probably just lost a little of his form and touch. And even though I said that, it's not so much that I beat him badly for it and saying, oh, he's horrible and stuff like that. But we understand what it is like. You have to almost acclimatize yourself, once you step away a bit. And so his numbers is looking horrible. But Jason Holder is one that time and time again shows his strength with the ball and batting. So I'm not beating him in any shape or other, fans. So listen, I'm not beating Holder.
Somebody needs to get beaten. But at innings break, 186 for 5, West Indies had a chance, and we thought that we're always talking about the power of the batting, and it's important that the top order delivered. Today, they did, to some extent, 78 for 3 off 20 overs. Myers, 9 off 10. Brandon King, 22 off 30. And if you look at those strike rates below 100, is probably where we lost the match when we chased. Puran, 62 off 41. And Rahman Powell, welcome back to the party. Welcome back to the runs. 68, not out of 36 balls. I mean,
Yeah, Kurt. So the first 2 batsmen for me could have scored more runs and faster. I mean, when Brandon King, that strike rate of 73.33, the truth is you had to be having a strike rate of about 100 or thereabout. I understand what it's like to open, and I understand that you're pretty much, trying to select your shots carefully and run between the wickets, which I'm not beating him for because Brandon King clearly run between the wickets a lot to get his run rate up, but that's surely affected his strike rate. And being an opener, and given how much wickets we ended up with, it's almost like 2020 hindsight scenario. You wish you had actually known that the rest of the batsmen would actually perform to the way they did, and you yourself wouldn't feel so guarded and actually put on some serious runs on the board and improve the strike rate. So if you're not doing that, then exit and let the others come in. Between him and Myers, just exit and let other persons come in, because other persons who could actually have a high strike rate and give us a better chase did not end up coming in.
I mean, but it was a much better effort by the batting, and especially
No doubt.
Changing the batting order to put Chase where the bowlers are, right? As he was selected as a bowler, and have Rahman batting at 4 really gave them the opportunity to face a lot of balls and to maximize and scoring instead of coming out under pressure, having to swing from ball 1. But I'm still disappointed in the performance, especially watching the match and see where we could have, if managed the innings better, we could have easily won this game. But I mean, Pollard came in 3 runs from 3 balls.
Strike rate of 100. I'm sure you were expecting 2-6, so it would have been like 12 from 3 ball maybe, or something of the sort. But yeah, the time he came in and the amount of balls he had faced, I'm glad it didn't hold. Glad it never swing on out. So him clear run between the wicket to get some runs on the board, and pretty much send over the strike to Powell. So Powell was able to continue his strike.
I mean, if we were to look at anybody to call out here, we definitely would have to talk about Brandon King, 22 off 30. If you look at Rahman Powell stats, for example, 68 off 36. There are players who have played for the West Indies who score 100 runs in a 30 balls, batting at the top of the order. I'm not talking none other than the universe boss, right, who would have set a trend in terms of power hitting. But I mean, Brandon King is not of the caliber, but he should be able to massage his way around a little better than 22 or 30 in a pitch that seemingly is good for batting.
Yeah, Kurt, I agree. Brandon King needs to take a leaf out of the universe boss books and some of these great batsmen who are able to face less ball and put up higher scores. I would just imagine that he being an opener and the whole shot selection, he was actually trying to preserve as best as possible. But the truth is, you kind of have to be aggressive at some point. And when you decide to be aggressive at some point, then up goes your strike rate. And you actually leave some balls to spare for the other batsmen who just as aggressive and a bigger power hitter than yourself.
Not to mention that there were a few chances that Powell and Puran gave. They were a bit lucky to not have been out earlier. And we welcome the luck on the team. But for some reason, we never managed to cross the line in this one. What do you think should have been the strategy or should be the strategy going into the next match?
All right, so the luck actually ran out. The luck was actually used to keep Puran them from not out, but it couldn't extend into actually pulling off a victory. Unfortunately, the series is pretty much over. It's 3 games and India's won 2. So congrats to India. The best we can do is once again is play for pride, in a better game format of the game that the West Indies actually enjoy. It's not ODI, so I'm hoping that the West Indies is able to get, 1 victory in India. More of the same. I would not change much from this game at all. Persons know what they need to do. Look inside, look into themselves, and do what they need to do. I'm expecting Holder now, shake off whatever nil or whatever knock he has, getting back into the fray of things and pretty much putting pressure on the batsmen, hopefully limiting them to even 170 or 160. Given what form we're playing into, I'm expecting better things. As the games go on, West Indies tend to get better. So don't do too much, change a lot where it's concerned around order or who plays. I almost keep the same side and the same order, but this person is putting on way more than this game.
So there you have it, sports DTM fans. Second match, West Indies versus India. West Indies winning the toss and elected to bowl first. India made 186 for 5 off their 20 overs. When West Indies chased, they were in it up to the 20th over, but they never managed to cross the line and ended at 178 for 3 off their 20 overs. They never get ball out, the body never come out and swing and mix. So, but it was a much better performance by the team in this particular match. Fans out there, we would love to hear from you by you leaving your comments in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on the West Indies performance? Did you saw any improvement? What we need for change? Who we need for change? Who we need for kick out? List all those things in the comment section below. And always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, where you wait for? And always remember to tell a friend, tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. Ray and I signing out. Be blessed.